Good morning. Welcome back to another fine, hot day here in eastern North Carolina. Hot seems to be really the theme of the summer this year across the country and perhaps even the world. I know the UK had some ridiculously high temperatures, but it's just another fine hot summer day here in eastern North Carolina. I really wish we'd get more rain. We seem to be getting less rain, but that could also be a double-edged sword because when we do get rain, it could be 3, 4, 5, 6 days of continuous rain, or heaven forbid, a hurricane. But the mosquitoes are loving the humidity as I swat at my ear. So in today's video, just going to give you a quick update on something that I started back in June, July? I can't remember. If I remember, I'll put it up over here someplace. Which was my seed bed. And the experiment was, instead of starting seeds in a seed tray, or in pots or something else like that, and then growing them on, and again they would need more watering if they were in a seed tray or a seed pot, and it is getting incredibly hot out, and I still have stuff on my bench that I need to get into the ground, but it's just been so hot. So I did start an experiment where I put seeds directly into a raised bed. I made rows of them. Think of it as a miniature cut flower garden, except instead of cutting flowers, I'm just trying to grow the plants on in an environment where they can attain more water on their own. I don't have to water as often, maybe once, perhaps twice a day in this heat. They would grow on, and then I could transplant them at a later date, either in the fall or early next spring, once they're bigger plants. So let me show you what has succeeded and not succeeded. All right, starting off here, the first row, my Ruby Kiss Coreopsis. Again, whole row of seeds, but not much has seemed to come up except for these couple of guys over here, which was fine. There are some weeds, so I will have to pull the weeds. The next one is Smoky Eyes Larkspur. I really don't... That should be one. Maybe. Perhaps even that. Ooh. Perhaps a couple of more. Maybe, we'll see what they grow into. The next one is the red skin dahlia. And that one, well, yeah, I think it's just the heat. Dahlias just seem to be more temperamental to it, and yeah, I'm going to call that one a failure. So, but again, this is all an experiment. What works, what doesn't work. Had I planted this earlier in the spring, then I think it would have been more successful. The next one up is Russell Mixed Lupine, and I do have a couple of lupines growing here, with perhaps another one over here. So again, we'll monitor it, we'll see what happens, and I may transplant them once they get bigger into pots, overwinter them into the greenhouse for the winter, and then plant them out in the spring. We'll see what happens though. The next one is the Excelsior Hybrid Foxglove. Nothing, nada. Then we have Prairie Sun Rebecca, and I have a few growing, which is very nice. I may have to do some thinning. They look a little close together. And of course, weeding. The next one is Red Orchid Snapdragon. And I have at least one. Yeah, maybe another one. But not so great. Then I have Alaska Shasta Daisy. And the only one I see here, oh, I see one here. And there's one down there. And last but not least is the Aster Mixed Colors, and nothing, nada. That's sun. Whew. So as you can see, I have some seedlings growing, and I try to keep the bed watered about once to twice a day. If it's a cloudy day out, or if we have a lot of partial sun, then I may only water it once. If it's going to be full sun all day long, I'll water it in the morning and I'll water it in the evening. Now I did have a shade cloth over it, and you can see the shade cloth off to the side here. But what seemed to be happening was a lot of the plants seemed to be getting a little leggy, and I didn't want that. So I wanted a lot of their roots, basically. I want them to develop good, strong root systems. This will give them the best chance when they get transplanted, or when I pot them up, or whatever I do with them. If they have a good, strong root system, it's going to be better for the plant long term. If they have a weak, flimsy root system because they're just putting all their energy into trying to find the sun and whatever else they're doing, that's not going to work. So although the heat, again, double-edged sword, seemed to have killed off my dahlias. Again, this was an all experiment, and I started this late spring, early summer, which again, the heat and the sun, it's a thing. I think I definitely will continue to do this reserve at least one bed for seed growing so that I don't have to use a lot of seed trays. Use a seed bed, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe was an older method of growing on your plants pre-plastics, pre all the modern techniques we seem to use. They would plant seeds out into gardeners, mostly for big estates, large gardens, not your home gardener, but perhaps even your home gardener, who knows, but definitely the larger estates. Instead of having greenhouses filled with plastic pots, they would have, again, probably these seed beds and grow their seeds on. The master gardeners knew when to plant them, when not to plant them. I'm an idiot. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying. I'm learning. I read about this or heard about this. I think it was on Gardener's World. I'm giving it a whirl, and I'm going to see what happens. It's not an unusual technique. I've blathered on enough, and the heat is really cooking me. The sad part is that once this video is done, I then have to go mow the lawn. Because despite the lack of rain, the lawn keeps growing. That's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Please leave any and all comments below if you have any questions or just want to shout out a word of encouragement or whatever it is. Please leave those comments below in the description. Check out all the links in the description below. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to be notified when I do post up a new video, because you never know what I'm going to get up to next here in the garden. And that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.